Yeah, it's hardly ever during Christmas.
Hoping the bat mitzvah kid will be here.
That's probably why the crowd is here.
Well, actually, right now there are only 2 people here associated with it.
And the other 4 were here and they're outside.
Oh, so there's 0 in the room.
Yeah, there's
So that is not why this particular crowd is here.
Because this should be the high holiday, right? So we're getting into the swing of it.
Yeah, I mean, timing wise.
Yeah. It's always
Is Aaliyah here too? She's with Evan or something? Yeah, exactly. She's got a lot of partying to do.
University of Central Florida in Orlando.
All right, welcome friends, Shabbat Shalom. Thanks for being here. Fairly momentarily, there'll be an influx of people associated with Lila Levinson becoming bat mitzvah. But we're going to start now because it's 6:17 or something. So I can kind of hear them. They should be in momentarily. We are going to start on page 1. Yedi nefesh avaraman mishochadecha el retzonecha yarutz adecha keloaya yishtachaber el muhadarecha
Kivam Boed
right, we are going to turn now to Yismachu Hashamayim, page 6. What was that?
Sorting your recipes.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of recipe. And at some point, we may need to move some people around or add some of those cart chairs. We'll see how we go, but good prop. Yismachu Hashamayim, Yismachu Hashamayim, Yismachu Hashamayim, v'tageh haaretz. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, u'melo'o. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, u'melo'o. We're going to jump now to page 12. Romamu. Romamu Adonai Elohim, Ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Romamu Adonai Elohim, Ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Nomenu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Nomenu. Romenu Adonai Eloheinu Ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. All right, 13 means more than David. Means more than David. Al Adonai Beni. Al Adonai. Kavod Baho. Ay, ay, ay. Al Adonai. Kevod Shemai. Al Adonai. Al Adonai. Adonai. Amayim. Elad Kavod. Ilim. Adonai. Amayim Rabim. For Adonai. Bakoa. Ay, ay, ay. Adonai. Ve'elonar. Adonai. Shomer Rabim. Vayshomer Adonai. El Azeh Adonai. Vayagilem Ke'oneger. Lebanon. Ve'Sirion. Le'emot. Ke'lomer Re'emi. Ay, ay, ay. Adonai. Kodesh Adonai. Adonai. Yatir Mibar. Yatir Adonai. Yibar Gael. Adonai. Kodesh Adonai. Vayel Cheso. Le'aron. U'le'adon. Kulo Omer Kabel. Ay, ay, ay. Adonai. 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 Le'adon iten Adonai. Yevarech Shalom v'shalom. Hey! It's gonna move this one to the front. because there will be people moving in and out.
Okay.
Okay, we are now on the Chagodi. Our custom is to do the first two and the last two stanzas. And so that's on 15, and then we'll turn to 18. We're going to do two different tunes for them now. Bottom 17, Yaminu Sol Tifrosi, Ve'et Adonai Tarisi, Amyani Shevet Parzi, Haris Me'akalaki Lalalalalalalalalaladoti, Nugati Kakala, Panei Panei Shabbat, Nugati Kakala, Adoti, Nugati Kakala, Panei Panei Shabbat, Rise, we face the entrance, welcoming the Shabbat bride. Bo'i v'shalom atirin ba'ala, Yom v'simcha u'esolam, Tov elu'eh ha'sekulah, Bo'i kala, Bo'i kala, L'chal ha'adoti, Nugati kakala, Panei Panei Shabbat, we say to any mourners on our midst, may God comfort you with all the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We may be seated. If you welcome to anyone watching on YouTube, or those who just can't see, it's hard not to smile. I have dancers in the front, front couple rows, and just what else can you do? All right, page 19. And actually, dancers are actually. Can you do me a favor, Mike? Could you get about like 5 kipot and bring them to me, because I'm gonna have some people will come up, and we'll put them on their heads. We're gonna have Lila's gonna be leading much of the service tonight, but I'm gonna call some other people up to help. And so if you think you know these prayers, or you think I think you know these prayers, be prepared. Or anything. Page 19. Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat, tov lehodo le'adonai, u'lezamer l'shima elyon, lezamer l'shima elyon, le'hani ba'boker ba'seha. Continue on our own, pages 19 and 20. All right, we're going to be now on the bottom of page 20. Tzaddik Katamar, the righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. And Maya and others, there's not much room, but she's going to do the regular. There's an Israeli dance to this, so you can copy her and go ahead and dance along. You'll see.
Anyone else who wants to come up? I'm gonna start this. You just walk.
Tzaddik Katamar Yifrach, Yifrach, Tzaddik Katamar Yifrach, Tzaddik Katamar Yifrach, Yifrach, Tzaddik Katamar Yifrach, Ka'erev Balado Yizkeh, Ka'erev Balado Yizkeh.
You okay?
Oh my God!
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, let's keep going.
But Beth, I want you to sit down though for a second, just because I want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah. Beth, why don't you come sit?
Yep. The bee must have down.
Okay. Yeah, I did.
So just sit down and rest for a second, okay?
Okay, I will.
And we're gonna make sure you're okay.
There wasn't enough room, Rabbi.
I know. But we're gonna keep going though. One more time. Sorry. You can have it.
Sure.
Baruch Hashem.
But
This is okay.
there's a cord around the
I know. Just do the best you can. You figure it out.
We'll go this way.
Tzaddik Katamar Yifrach, Yifrach, Tzaddik Katamar Yifrach. So many problems.
I'll have to stay here for the courtyard next time.
Exactly. All right, but it looks like we are back up and running. We hope, anyway. We'll see. Well, actually, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, go ahead and check, but it says it is. So, all right, great job, though, everybody. Let me just check this. Let me just readjust this. Beth, we hope you're okay. If not, there's probably a doctor in the house. Mom is a doctor.
I guess there's a few.
In the case. We also had two professional dance leaders. We had my wife Karen and we had Phil Hankin, former dance leader of Camp Swing. So we were good. All right, excellent. All right, so sorry about that. We're now on page 21. Adonai malach yod lavesh Adonai ositazar afti kon tevel ba'al timot nachon kitzcha me'ez ba'amata dasuderot Adonai dasuderot kolah yisuderot tohyam mikol ma'im rabim adirim nishbareyam adiram Please rise. For the Baruch Hu, now we're going to invite Lila to come up with me. And she's going to leave with me stuff, so don't worry. I'm not remembering. Don't worry. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'maro ma'arim ha'aramim El chai v'kayam tamid imlocho le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai ha'arim ha'aramim 24 Turn to page 25 of Shema. So let's have, so I have to keep it. Maya, why don't you come up? Is this Magnolia?
Yes.
Okay, you come up too. And Yael and Gideon and Sai, you're going to do the Ve'ahavta part. Go ahead, all stand around Lila here. Continue on our own. Tizkaru v'asitem et mitzvotav v'hem kedoshim v'echem ani Adonai asher tzidkechem me'eretz Mitzrayim All right, Yasher Koach. Everyone can sit down except for Lila.
Yasher Koach.
Top of 32. Malchut Tov Ratzon Kibul Lehem Moshe B'nei Yisrael Chanash Rabba Simcha Rabba V'Yamru Kulam. start on this side of the room. Salenu Sukkot Shalomech, Baruch Atah Adonai, Aparei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu, V'Kol Yisrael V'Al Yerushalayim. Please rise for the Shamru, page 34. Shamru, Ben Yisrael. Page 35, Hatzi Karet.
Yikadal, Yikadal, Shemei Rabbah. Amen. Mati Barach Yutei, V'Yamlech Malchutei.
Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach. Le'olam Olam Me'amaya Yivarach.
Yibarach, V'yishtabach, V'yipa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yinaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalav, Shemei Kedusha.
Breichu.
Ve'elam, Yikol Birchata, V'shivata.
Tushbechata V'nechemata Damiram Be'alma. Amen. Private Amidah, pages 37 through 48. Shalom. Uyasen, 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 shalom. Uyasen, 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 shalom. Amen.
1, 2, 3, 4.
May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. V'roma. Oh, say shalom. Well, we're going to go right to Kaddish Shalem today, so we're going to invite Lila back up. Page 53. Amen.
Mandi Barachute V'Melech Malchute V'Chayachonu V'Yemechonu V'Yitechu B'Yisrael V'Agalu V'Yizmakari V'Yimeru
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam Le'omaya Yivarach
Yivarach V'Yishtabach V'Yipa'ar V'Yitronam V'Yitnaseh V'Yitadar V'Yitalei V'Yitolach Shemei Kudasha
Breathe.
Ve'im Lamin Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tishbechata V'Ne'emata Da'amiram Be'alma V'imeru
Amen.
Tikabal Shalom Techonu V'Techon Da'chol Yisrael Kol Dom V'Chol Divi Shemaya V'imeru
Amen.
V'hei Shalom Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'Chol Yisrael V'imeru
Amen.
Aseh Shalom B'mamav V'yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'Chol Yisrael V'imeru
We look forward to much more tomorrow. You're not completely done for the evening, but you're done at least by yourself. So, a lot of guests here tonight, and so we do a few things that are a little different on Friday nights. So there's no formal sermon, but I'm going through the history of the congregation in different ways. And what I'm doing now, I'm on the second week of the rabbis of Temple Beth Abraham. And last week I talked about the first two. The first one, tragically, Moses Goldberg was killed when he was hit by a streetcar or a freight train. It's unclear which one, with two different sources. But anyway, he died after receiving the biggest contribution for the building that was about to be built. Just horribly tragic. There's another reference to a Rabbi David Cohen in 1936, but I know nothing else about him. There's no information about him. I just know that in the Jewish Bulletin, he was listed as at a meeting of West Coast rabbis, and he was from the Perry Street Synagogue, which could only be Temple Beth Abraham, because Temple Beth Abraham is on Perry Street. Perry Street becomes MacArthur. So that was us. I'm quite sure about that. So now the next rabbi was a rabbi named Philip Lang. And Philip Lang, he had served in Chicago at Anshe Emet, which was a huge congregation, or is a huge congregation, in the 1920s. He established their religious school there and got their building built, their new building built. He then was in Chelsea, Massachusetts. In 1932, he went to Seattle, where he served the Herzl congregation, which is still in existence. And in 1938, he moved to Oakland. Now, the book Free to Choose, which is not the Milton Friedman book, but a book by Fred Rosenbaum of Blair House Judaica fame, he writes that the congregation grew from 120 to 600 families during his tenure, which is only 6 years. It's not, I really don't think it's accurate. I mean, maybe 600 people. It would then have had to have dipped significantly afterward, because in the 50s and 60s it's growing until it reaches a peak of like 660 under the Rabbi Shuais here. So I really think that's inaccurate, but it was a good time in Temple Beth Abraham's history. He clearly had a lot of experience, and I assume talent in what he did from the experience of the other things at the other congregations. Some other things that happened during his tenure. In the 1940s, his daughter had a bat mitzvah. I don't know if it was a Friday night. I don't know if it was a Saturday afternoon. I don't know if it was just a speech. I don't know, but there is a reference in either the book or a newspaper at the time that his daughter had a bat mitzvah. Now, it wouldn't have been in the first, right? Mordecai Kaplan's daughter had already had one, but she has some sort of bat mitzvah. Unfortunately, we know nothing else.
Did we know that when we were learning about the bar
We did not.
mitzvah history?
We did not.
Oh,
Interesting.
Now, in June, for instance, a person who may have thought they had the first bat mitzvah here in the 50s or 60s is not correct. Okay. Anyway, in 1944, in June, they did a mortgage burning ceremony. The building was built in 1929. They couldn't pay for it. The Depression happened, but they managed to pay it off in 1944.
This building?
Pardon me?
This building?
The main
okay.
sanctuary building. Now, however, and there's a few other things that happened in 1944. And there's a reference to him in the Oakland Tribune. In 1944, he spoke at the First Unitarian Church, which is in downtown Oakland. Clarence Reed. No, so I'm sorry. He didn't speak there. He probably did. But what we have is their minister, Clarence Reed, spoke at TBA, and the title of the topic in 1944 was "Brothers in War, Why Not Brothers in Peace?" So very interesting as World War II is coming to an end, talking about Jewish-Christian relations. It's a Unitarian church too, remember, so you can imagine where it came from. And then there is also a reference on a Sunday in 1944. Rabbi Lang spoke at the First Congregational Church in Alameda. The Congregational Church is now called the UCC, United Church of Christ, but it may still be there. And he spoke on the topic, how can we make America safe for differences? I think playing on the safe for democracy of Europe, how can we make America safe for differences? Unfortunately, in December 22nd of 1946, he died suddenly. And there was a big memorial month in January of 47 involving lots of Bay Area rabbis, including Rabbi Saul White is listed as one of the rabbis who was there. That's a relative of yours, I think you know, Mia, and several others. And it was sudden, and no one knows what it was. It was a mysterious illness, but he died on December 22nd, and he was working. In fact, he officiated at a funeral on December 20th. Wow. So he was active until his last days. That was Philip Lang. The library is sort of in his name, and he is buried at the end of Piedmont Avenue at the Home of Eternity Cemetery. So, a little bit about Philip Lang. Next week we get Rabbi Philip Lippis. Actually, we don't. Share Shabbat, the week after. I do not know how old he was. Yeah, I'm sorry, I do not know. But I would guess he was probably 25 in 1920, about that, because that was his first pulpit in Chicago. So someone do the math. So he was probably in his 50s. All right. And that's today's historical moment. All right, we're going to rise from the Kiddush, page 55, and we're going to invite up Daniel and Yulia and Lila and Maya. Come on up.
Like the long Kiddush?
Yeah, I'm doing it too. This is grape juice, okay? Yeah, you guys are all going to share. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'grasavanu, b'shabbat kodsho b'yahod ratzon v'inchilanu, zikaron ma'aseh b'reishit, kilu yom tevilah. Mikra Kodesh, Zefer Tzia, Mitzrayim, Kivanu Bacharta, Ve'otanu Kidasha, Mikol Amim, Ve'shabat Kosheva, Yahadu Ratzon, Michaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadei Shashabbat. And if you are near your children or someone else who may feel comfortable blessing, put your hands on their heads as we say, Simech Elohim Kasar Rikara Elaleah, Simcha Elohim Kavrayim V'Imenasha, Yivarecha Adonai V'Yishmerecha, Adonai Panav Elecha V'Yichunecha, Yisad Adonai Panav Elecha V'Yasem L'cha Shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May God lift the divine face toward you and grant you peace. Amen. Amen. Right, so Lila, you're going to go ahead and stay up here and put the cup down on that table. The rest of your family will go down, but you will be joined by your friends and classmates, Naomi and Mia, for the Aleinu. You all remain standing, page 57. Oh yeah, Lucio is working. Come on up. Aleinu l'shabeach Adon HaKol, Lateivu L'Yotzer Reshi, Shelo Asanu Torei Haratzot, Velo Samanu B'Shokot HaYama, Shelo Sam Pelkeinu Kahem, V'Gor Aleinu Kechol HaMonam, V'Anachnu Gorim, U'Mishachavim U'Odim, Lifnei Melech, Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shem V'Shamayim V'Yosei Haaretz, U'Moshe B'Karo B'Shamayim V'Ma'am, U'Shchina Tuzo, B'Gavei Meromi, Tu Eloheinu Eino, Eloheinu Malkeinu Efezulato, Kakatu V'Torato, Elata Hayom V'Hashemota, Elevavecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, Bashamayim Mima'al, Ve'al ha'aretz, Mitachat Torah Techanayim Loch Le'olam Va'ed. Seated. As we lovingly recall the memory of our departed relatives and friends as yortzites we observe during the coming week, think especially today of Keva Adowich, Helen Bachman, Louis Bernstein, my father Herbert Bloom, Carol Bonar, Herman Budman, Abraham Davis, Yehudit Eliyahu, Ethel Gluck, Harry Goldstein, Rachel Gordon, Milton Greenberg, Martin Hertz, Marcia Jacobs, George Kaplan, Joy Kaufman, Erna Landsberger, Mel Lazar, Bruce Leibowitz, Samuel Neeson, Rita Manson, David Nuremberg, John Odenheimer, Joel Osseroff, Mila Rochlin-Gurovich, Lillian Rothstein, Gauhar Sadian, Mary Chipkin Shusheim, Abraham Shapiro, Max Sherman, Charles Sims, Francis Turchin, Lucy Valinsky, Joseph Weiner, Lillian West, Louis Zucker. We're in the Shloshim for Ken Kelly, the father of Ian Kelly, and for Jackie Cohen. The memories of all of them are with us. We ask all those who are in mourning or observing yortzeit, as well as anyone else who would choose to do so, to rise for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 61. Yit Gadal, Yit Kadash, Shnei Rava, Amen. V'Almad, Yivrach Yeruteh, V'Yamlich Malchuteh, V'Chayechon, V'Yomechon, V'Chayedachol, Beit Yisrael, V'Galav, V'Zman Kari, V'Yimru, Amen. V'Heshnei Rava, Torah, V'Elam, Me'omaya, Yitbarach, V'Yishtabach, V'Yitba'ar, V'Yitramam, V'Yitnaseh, Vita Dar, Vita Le, Vita Lal, Shmei Kedusha, Richu, Le'elamin, Kol Berchata V'Shirata, Tushbechata V'Nechemata, Damiran Be'alma V'Imru. Amen. Yehi Shlomo Rabbi Shemaya, V'Chayim Alein V'Zakol Yisrael V'Imru. Amen. V'Sei Shalom V'Lama, V'Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu V'Zakol Yisrael V'Imru. Amen. May the memory of the people you come to say Kaddish will be a blessing to you always.
Amen.
All right, some announcements. First, Saturday morning services tomorrow at 9:30. Lila Levinson becomes bat mitzvah. She'll be given the drash, reading Musaf, reading Torah, reading Haftorah. It's going to be a lot of fun. Men's Club Poker is Thursday, September 19th, this week. Phil and Karen, you had the dance-off tonight. It'll be the poker off on Thursday.
Karen's gonna show how it's
Next Friday, Phil's won an awful lot in this.
Phil's won a lot more than I did.
Mechina and all of Shara Shabbat next Friday I'll let you know if there will be a separate service or two, or there will only be one. I don't know yet. Okay, so I'll work on that. MacArthur cleanup Sunday, September 22nd at 10 a.m. Contact.
Early for the best trash.
Yes. 10 a.m. in front of when we kind of meet in the Baum Center-ish, right? Okay. And there's probably coffee and stuff for you as well. See Eli in the back. I think that's probably good for now. Let's see, we have some guests here. Well, I'll start by introducing someone I met right before services. So it's David Pierce. David is here for his 60th high school reunion, the first class of Skyline High. And bar mitzvah here under the great Rabbi Harold Schulweiss. So welcome. So great to have you here. He's visiting from Reno. Daniel and Yulia, you want to tell us who's here from the family?
Oh, sure. I mean, we're lucky to have quite a bit of family visiting here for Lila's Bat Mitzvah. We have my parents, Mark and Jeanette, and my sister and brother-in-law and my niece who are here from Fayetteville, New York. And we have my brother and my sister-in-law and my nephews, Andrew and Eric, Rob and Trish from New Jersey, and Trish's parents, Bob and Carol, who are also here from New Jersey, and my sister who's here from Maryland, and Karen who's here from Albany, a longtime friend. And we also have my outlaw, Nicole, the famous Nicole Ray Levine, who's here from LA. And we have, last but not least, we have Anatoly and Polina, who are from far away from across the bridge in San Francisco, New York. These are Yulia's friends.
Excellent. Welcome to all of you. Great to have you here. I think that's it for the guests. I think everyone has been introduced. Okay, the other strange custom that we have here, if you've ever been here, we end with a pop song usually honoring someone who died in the past week or so. In this case, it's not a singer, but a lyricist. You probably never heard of him. Will Jennings is his name, but he was prolific. He has some of probably the most important and famous pop songs of all time, including, Gideon, what?
So it's not punk rock?
It's not punk rock, but he has everything. Up Where We Belong, the Joe Contra and Jennifer Warnes song. He has, he's the lyricist for My Heart Will Go On, made popular by Celine Dion in the Titanic movie. I'll Never Love This Way Again, Dionne Warwick, a couple of Barry Manilow songs, a Tim McGraw song, most of Steve Winwood's catalog, Whitney Houston, Didn't We Almost Have It All? But the one we're gonna do is called Tears in Heaven, made popular by Eric Clapton. He doesn't get any royalties from this, thankfully, because he's become quite the anti-Semite, actually. But no one's getting any royalties from this. But if they went to Will Jennings, it would be okay. because he wrote just this tremendous amount of material, diverse songs. It's about a young person dying. So it's quite a sad song, but it's a good song. I'm guessing a bunch of you do know it, right? Who knows? Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Would you hold my hand if I saw you in heaven? Would you help me stand if I saw you in heaven? I'll find my way through night and day, 'cause I know I just can't stay here in heaven. Time can bring you down, time can bend your knee, time can break your heart, have you begging please, begging please. Beyond the door, there's peace I'm sure, and I know there'll be no more tears in heaven. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know don't belong here in heaven. We're gonna do one more just because it's such a sad song to end on, and Sister of the Bat Mitzvah requested, can we do Hot Tikva tonight? So I'm not gonna say no to doing Hot Tikva tonight. So please rise, page 65 if you want to follow, if you don't know it. You come up. Kol Balema Penima Nefesh Yehudi Honia Ulfate Mizrach Kadima Aim Letzion Sophia Olo Avnati Kateinu Shabbat Shalom.